Hey, how's it going everyone? Saintsfan back again with another GTA 5 video, and today it looks like we might finally have some closure on those story mode updates that Rockstar promised way long ago. If you guys don't know, or if you don't remember, way back in 2013, at the very end, I think in December of 2013, in one of the Newswire posts, Rockstar put this at the end. GTA 5 story mode updates. For those ready to jump back into the story of Grand Theft Auto 5, we have big plans for substantial additions in 2014, continuing Michael, Franklin, and Trevor's action, mayhem, and unexpected adventures in southern San Andreas. Obviously, 3 or 4 years later, there has been no story mode update. There's been no single-player DLC, so that stuff did not get made. And whether it was because of the whole situation with Leslie Benzies and his whole team leaving Rockstar, or just the emergence of GTA Online and how much money it made, we probably will never know that. But it looks like, according to this pretty major leak from this guy on the GTA forums, which I'll leave a link to everything in the description, at one point in the pipeline, there were 3 DLCs going to be made for GTA 5 story mode, and they all sounded amazing. Before we actually hop into what they were, though, I want to talk about the source, because obviously none of this stuff matters if the source is bad. And like I said, the links will be in the description. This is actually coming from a GTA forum user, Ash735. And someone did ask him about this, do you have any source for that? And he says, a leaked Rockstar Notes session spanning over a few months of production meetings. Funny enough, it did predict that RDR2 was going to be the next game, but it had that down after the single player DLCs. It also revealed the next game going into full production after Red Dead Redemption 2, but who knows if the plan has changed on that, but I can say it's not a sequel. The document has been passed around and not posted publicly yet, as far as I'm aware, but mods here can verify that I'm telling the truth because they've seen it. It's just not being posted because it's pretty damn large and everyone wants to make sure we've got all that we can out of it before Rockstar do their Rockstar thing and get it all pulled down. So I know this sounds somewhat shady, like he says, some of the people on the GTA forums, they have seen these notes supposedly, and they're saying it's true. So I do tend to believe them, even though in the past they've done a few things to sort of troll YouTubers, and I really hope this isn't one of those situations, because that's just it's just sad if they do that again. But assuming this stuff is true, just in that paragraph alone, there's some really interesting tidbits. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2, that's because this, I think, was back in like 2013. These notes are from like way back then. And another game after Red Dead Redemption 2 that's not a sequel, who knows what that is? I mean, that's definitely some interesting stuff. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the single-player DLCs. And the first thing that this guy said was that there was going to be 3 DLCs for GTA 5. An actual storyline DLC fitting in with GTA 5, an Alien War DLC in the style of Undead Nightmare, the DLC from Red Dead Redemption, and a Zombie Apocalypse DLC that would have been on next-gen/PC only. Man, how different things would have been if they stuck to that. So yeah, that's some pretty, crazy ideas for DLCs, one, and then pretty awesome ideas. I mean, look, an actual storyline DLC, I think a ton of people would have liked that, because just continuing the story of Michael, Franklin, Trevor, whoever it would have been, that would have been welcomed. And then an Alien War DLC in the style of Undead Nightmare, dude, come on, totally. That totally fits with the game and all the alien stuff that had it. And then a Zombie Apocalypse DLC, that's something that many people have wanted. I know it's kind of overdone or whatever, but that's something a lot of people would have liked. And then he also goes on and gives some more information about those DLCs. He says, yeah, some of the stuff done was reused for GTA Online, especially the Halloween stuff that was meant to be Easter egg things in the Zombie Apocalypse update. And then he says both major what-if DLCs would have drastically changed the map. So the Zombie Apocalypse one would have destroyed buildings, the army wall around Los Santos, campsites in Blaine County, etc. And the Alien War DLC was said to have a cinematic intro showing what the UFOs were doing in GTA 5 and how they summoned an earthquake, causing one of the mountains to open up, revealing a hidden spaceship where the aliens awaken and start their invasion, including an attack on downtown Los Santos. So by the end of it, we would have had 3 versions of the map to play around in, and that would have been in online modes too. He says then basically the alien Easter egg stuff in GTA 5, which now leads to nothing, would have actually had a purpose and was hinting towards that DLC. So all of the Mount Chiliad mystery stuff, that was sort of leading or insinuating that this alien takeover was going to happen. And he says all this stuff was planned for the 360 and PS3, and then an additional DLC, the Zombie Apocalypse one, was planned for the next gen stuff. since they talked about how much they could push the game and have huge hordes of zombies and army fighting in the game, increased trash, wrecks, burnt out vehicles, etc. on the streets, electrical fire, and crumbling buildings. And then he does, at the very end, he says, you know, it's unfortunate because we could have had 3 single-player DLCs, but because of the stuff that went down in 2014, I'm assuming he's talking about with Leslie Benzies and his whole, you know, team leaving Rockstar. That's kind of why we, unfortunately, didn't get those DLCs. Another thing he said, just talking a little bit more about those notes, about the source, he says it's like a scrapbook of notes combined into one file. Must have been a note taker or someone briefing the sessions with the content in discussion. It must have came from either someone at New York City or Rockstar North. The dates are across 2012, outlining current plans, issues, bug reports, ideas and plans, future game plans, etc. He obtained it through a friend of a friend, had it for months, keeping an eye on Rockstar to see what they do with RDR2 and how it's matching up with this plan that he had. Also, interestingly enough, FunMW2 hopped in on this conversation and said that I didn't know they planned a 3rd DLC, but he can confirm what Ash said. So the storyline DLC is code-named Agent, featuring Trevor working as an undercover agent. You can only play as Trevor with his DLC, same with the zombie apocalypse as Michael. So he guesses that leaves Franklin for the alien one. And that would have been interesting if all 3 DLCs were like character specific. I think that would have been a lot better, because while the 3 character idea was kind of cool, I think, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but having just 1 character is much better than having 3, because you get attached to that 1 character instead of switching constantly between all 3. You don't really get attached as much as you do with just 1. Now back to the DLCs though, let's just talk about those for a second. I mean, the storyline one, like I said, would have been cool just for the people who, I guess, like realism and not crazy stuff. And again, that'd have been nice to have just Trevor as a character in that. And then the other 2, the alien invasion one, I mean, that one makes total sense because of all the alien stuff that and all the Easter eggs that are in GTA 5, the Chilean mystery, the mural, and all the other Easter eggs, all the UFOs and stuff. And then you have the zombie apocalypse with Michael. I mean, while I know that's like totally overdone in many forms of media, movies, TV shows, games even, I think Rockstar would have done a great job. And that could have been something that totally would have worked in online. You know, they could have made a ton of money by adding some sort of a zombie apocalypse mode. And it kind of sucks just reading this stuff and then thinking, you know, what could have been. We could have had some really amazing single player story mode DLCs in addition to all the awesome stuff in online. But unfortunately, whether it was because of the Leslie Benzies situation or just, you know, online making a ton of money, we will never, unfortunately, have those. So let me know in the comments what you think of this. Does this sort of upset you that you now know about this? And would you have liked any of those DLC ideas for story mode? That is it though. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.